Now, think about the person you are today sitting in your chair. Are they the same person? Have you changed over time? Did something really hard make you become a better person? Did God somehow use the fires of trial to strengthen your faith? This is my brother Amos. He has neurofibromatosis, which is more commonly known as NF or NF1. This is something that affects people daily. And neurofibromatosis causes tumors to grow on your brain and spinal cord and other nerves, on the nerve endings. This is something that if you are affected by it, it never goes away. It affects your entire life. Tumors never stop growing, which means they need to be removed sometimes. But the problem with NF is they can't fully be removed because they are on the nerve endings. And so they can only be debulked, meaning made smaller. So this is something that every single day you don't really know if a tumor is going to start growing and affect you in a way. The symptoms of NF can vary. Some are more common than others. The common ones are learning disabilities and slower processing caused by the tumors growing on your brain. And then also speech impediment, and you'll notice if you ever meet someone with NF that they will likely have a larger than average head size. In rare cases, they become more severe. You will see people with optical tumors leading to blindness, painful bone deformities, and cancerous tumors. Who does it affect? 1 in every 3,000 to 4,000 people in the United States will have NF. This is a total of 100,000 people in the U.S. Today that are affected by it. Half of everyone with NF inherits it genetically, but sometimes it still just comes up spontaneously in some cases. Children with a parent who is affected by NF will have half a chance, 50% probability of also being affected. There are 2 kinds of tumors: benign tumors, which are non-cancerous, and malignant tumors, which are cancerous. Most people affected by NF will only experience benign tumors, which are non-cancerous. Only 3 to 5% of all NF tumors are cancerous. Back to my brother. I grew up watching him go through this every single day, and processing was slower for him, and he had to overcome a lot of things, and it made him a better person. So some things he had to overcome. Here are just a couple. Expectations. When he was born, the doctors knew pretty much right away that he had neurofibromatosis 1, and they told my mom and my dad that he would likely never write, read, or even talk. And my mom did not take that as an answer. Our family already homeschooled the rest of us, and so she just brought him home and loved him as any other child and raised him up as anybody else would. The school system wanted to restrain him, and my mom did not take that as an answer. She decided to obviously be cautious with the way that she did school with him, but she didn't hold him back at all. And today he reads a little slower than most people, but he reads more books than most young people I know. He loves reading, and he's a good communicator. His speech impediment sometimes is a struggle to talk to people because sometimes it's hard to understand what he's saying, but he loves communicating with people. He's involved in a great college ministry. And because of that, growing up, it was really hard for him to make and maintain friends. But again, he's in a college ministry, and he loves ministering to people and caring for people. Who he has become today, here's a couple things that come to mind when I think of my brother Amos. Even though growing up he was rarely encouraged and praised for anything he did, he's become an encourager. Even though he's been called unfortunate, he gives himself, his time, and everything he has to less fortunate people. He's very generous and loving. Even though he's a slow processor, he doesn't hesitate when it comes to the Spirit leading him. And he's just one of the most amazing young people I've ever met. NF1 did not hold Amos back. If anything, it pushed him more towards Christ, and I pray that the hard things in this life will do the same and will make us more like Christ, because some of the least people in this world have to endure more, and that makes them stronger and more considerate towards the weak.